Hi guys. Today we're gonna look at context clues and summary, and then this week you're just going to do a passage with practice questions because all of these strategies we've learned over the past few weeks, and you have a CBA on Thursday that will have you show how well you know all of these different strategies. So, today I wanted to focus on context clues and summary because even though y'all are rock stars at this, sometimes when we're asked this with a passage, we kind of freeze up and don't quite know what to do. But I'm here to reassure you that you do know what to do with these questions. And that it's no different than us using this with a book. Okay, so let me read this little passage, and then we'll give some time for thinking on these questions, and I'll go over these questions, and then I'll show you on Canvas where you can do some more practice questions. Okay, so this little passage is called A Short 2 Weeks. Miranda, a beautiful butterfly, emerged from her cocoon. The first thing she saw was Herbert, a sloth. She and Herbert became quick friends. She wanted to make the most of her time she had with Herbert, so they did as much as they could each day. Since sloths are so slow, Miranda would fly ahead and see if there was any danger for Herbert on the next tree. Once Miranda warned Herbert not to go in the tree, and it probably saved his life because there was a python there. As the day progressed, Herbert noticed that Miranda wasn't flying as swiftly as she had in the past. She had warned him in the beginning that butterflies have a short lifespan, and he was worried about her. One evening, Miranda kissed Herbert goodnight and slowly flew to her limb. Okay, so remember context clues. We can always think we have a context clues question when there's an underlined word. So I want you to think really quick, what is our underlined word? If you said slow, you're correct. And so we just have to assume there's going to be a question about it. And this is usually one of our context clues questions. So here's a way, and we've seen this before, but here's a way they can ask about context clues. Which meaning best fits the way slow is used in the story? Okay, so remember this was one of those tricky ones because all four of these all four of these examples or definitions are correct definitions for slow. Okay, so all of these are correct, but you have to think what is the best definition for this story. Okay, so remember before you even look at these answer choices, it's best to just come back in the story and read the sentence and maybe the sentence after that this word is in. Okay, so we'll read the sentence before and the sentence after. Let me highlight that for you, and then we'll read through it. She and Herbert became quick friends. She wanted to make the most of the time she had with Herbert, so they did as much as they could each day. Since sloths are slow, there's our word, slow, Miranda would fly ahead and see if there was any danger for Herbert on the next tree. Once, Miranda warned Herbert not to go in a tree, and it probably saved his life because there was a python there. Okay, so our word is slow. Does it mean not quick to understand? And remember, you can plug these definitions in for our word too. So, since sloths are not quick to understand, Miranda would fly ahead to see if there were any danger for Herbert on the next tree. Okay. Does unwilling to take quick action make sense? Since sloths are so slow, since sloths are so unwilling to take quick action, Miranda will fly ahead to see if there is any danger for Herbert on the next tree. Okay. What about meaning number 3, moving without speed? Since sloths are so moving without speed, Miranda would fly ahead to see if there was danger on the next train. Maybe, okay. Behind the time, for example, a clock. Since sloths are so behind the time, Miranda would fly ahead to see if there were danger for Herbert on the next train. Okay, so there's a couple of these that are sound like good answers, and I just want you to think in the context of this story. So, which one makes the most sense? Is it that he's not quick to understand? I'm thinking that one's not the best answer because if it's not his understanding that's having her fly ahead. And I'm just thinking out loud that this slow means that he's just not moving quickly. Okay, so I had number 2 and 3 kind of talk about not moving quickly. So unwilling to take action, quick action, or moving without speed. So I'm not sure that he is unwilling to move slow. I think it's just that he can't move or sorry, I don't think that it's that he's unwilling to move quick. I think that it's just that he just doesn't move quick. So I'm thinking meaning 3 is our best answer here. Okay. Now, after reading the whole passage, number 2 is asking for the best summary. Now, remember whenever we talked about summary, we said it was somebody wanted, but so then. And we practiced with Salt in His Shoes. We practiced with a lot of other books too. And this is the same as asking you to do that. Just remember that. Sometimes in these answer choices, it's not set up in a somebody wanted but so, but make sure that your answer choice that is best mentions your character, mentions the problem, mentions the solution, and big events that happened in the story. Okay, so let's look. A says Miranda and Herbert became friends after she emerged from a cocoon. She wanted to spend a lot of time with him so they did a lot together every day. Since Herbert wasn't fast, she flew ahead to see if there was danger. All right, guys. So I want you to notice that on answer choice A, I said a lot of good things from the beginning, and I said some of the things from the middle. But remember, when I'm retelling the whole story, I need my beginning, middle, and end. Okay, so A is not quite the best choice because I'm missing the end. Okay, B says, a butterfly and sloth are best friends. They had many adventures together, but lately the butterfly isn't feeling very well. As the sloth tells the butterfly good night, he is worried since he knows the butterfly only live a short time. Okay, so I had my characters. I had big events. I had the problem, which is the sloth worrying at night. And, I had semi a solution, which would be like that they hung out a lot together because they were worried about her dying or not living that long. So I'm thinking B might be a good answer, but remember we have to check C and D before we choose one. So C says, one time Miranda saved Herbert from being eaten by a python. When she flew ahead to see if there were dangers, she noticed a snake and warned him. Okay, so this did happen in our story, but remember this is only one piece of our story. Okay, this does not have my beginning or end, only the middle. Let's check D. Herbert was worried about his friend because he knew butterflies don't survive very long. He was concerned one night when he dropped her off on her limb. So this was only at the end, okay? So just remember that's the end. So B is our best answer choice because it shared big events. It shared the beginning, middle, and end. Okay, so now that we've gone over these, and I want you to rewatch this as much as you need to review these types of questions. But I want you to this week come in here and do the you try review practice questions. This is not a grade, it's just for you because remember we have a CBA on Thursday. So, and this is set up a lot like your CBA is going to be set up. It's a passage, and this one's not very long, but it's a passage, and there's actually, I believe, 10 questions for this passage. Okay, this is your best way to practice, guys. And I set it up as a practice quiz, so you should be able to do this as many times as you'd like. But I have context clues questions. Okay, I have your main theme, which remember, theme is lesson. I have sequencing. So, what event fits or after this event and before this event? Okay, which of these is the problem of the story? How is your character feeling in the story? These are all things that we've talked about, but now you can just practice one last time in how it can be seen test form with a passage rather than just our books. Okay. The sentence below shows that Maggie's father was. So this is how you're using the story to tell you how Maggie's father was feeling. Which of these probably happened next? So this is a predicting, and this one you won't see on your CBA, but it's just a practice question in there for you, just to kind of get your mind thinking about predicting. Here's another context clues question. So remember those words that are in there, how is it used? Here's your best summary. Remember, you're going to choose the choice that has the best beginning, middle, and end, big events, and mentions your characters. Okay. Don't, if it has just pieces of all of that, then it's not your right answer. It has to have all of those things. And then lastly, a context clues question, so on here we have 3 context clues questions. This one, remember, all of these answer choices are correct definitions. For heat, you need to know which one best fits the story. Okay. And let's see. I wanted to go up to another context clues question so you could see it looks a little bit different. So this one I'm asking for an antonym of this word. Remember, antonym means opposite. Still a context clues question, but it could be asked like this. And then there was one more, I thought. Okay, and then here I'm just asking simply for the definition. I'm not giving you a list of definitions. I just want you to tell me what you think the definition is with that. So I want you to just know this is a practice test, if you will, to review and get ready for Thursday's test. Okay. It's set up the same type way. The questions are asked in the same way. These are all skills that we've done. So I'm very confident you'll do well. Guys, one last thing I'm going to mention is sometimes when I give you quizzes like this, some of you finish in like 3 minutes, or some of you finish in like 5 minutes. In your CBA, last time you did the same thing. I didn't have a lot of you take more than like 15 minutes on it. And I just want to reiterate that you need to read this whole thing. And there are 10 questions, guys. So if you finish in 3 minutes, that tells me you're like a speedy, super fast reader and you are just whipping through this and maybe just guessing on your answers. I really want you to try your best, especially on this practice, because you can do the practice as many times as you want. But that CBA, you're only going to get one try unless you get less than a 70, then you'll get one more shot at it. Okay, so please take your time, use your strategies of going back in the story and looking for your best answer. Okay, if you have any questions, join one of my Zooms. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.